We are all talking about the beating, the schooling, the annihilation that Terence Bud Crawford put on Canelo Alvarez. And I think it's clear to see Canelo mentally checked out of the fight. He gave up and might have actually retired in the ring against Crawford. Crawford brutally pushed him to the limits. And we've got an interesting video here from Elusive 2.0. All credit to him on this video because I feel like there are some very interesting points being made and there are things that have got to be talked about. So let's get right into this now then.
After Crawford lands this shot, watch the change in body language, and you can see it more in slow.
Okay, we're going to be stopping and starting it. But yeah, after Crawford landed that massive shot on Canelo, hands go down, he doesn't know what happens. This looks like a man who has just checked out. It's difficult to tell otherwise. You can't say otherwise. Elusive saying it, look, that is a mentally checked out face. That is a face where you don't want it anymore. That is a face where you don't know what's hit you. That is a face which has told the whole story. This shows that Canelo didn't want it. The hands go down. And this isn't just the one time he walked off after being hit by a big shot and literally just neglected himself in the ring. That's not the only time Canelo did that in this fight against Terence Crawford. But I think it shows that the hunger for Canelo has gone. There was a ridiculous amount of frustration. And a man who is hungry doesn't do this. A man who is checking out and knows about his legacy and what he has done in the sport. Canelo, in my opinion, has got the best resume in boxing right now. This is a man who knows this and is like, whatever, I've done what I need to do. And that's not a good mindset to have. That is a mindset where you now need to know when to walk away.
Slow motion.
And that's what Canelo did in the fight.
Where he looks away initially, sighs, and then you can see the frustration on his face as he collapses his guard altogether as well. And while his arms are hanging loosely, pay attention to the facial expression in particular. You can see.
Exactly. It is. His arms hang down loose. The guard literally just collapsed. Honestly.
See that there's a really dejected and frustrated look about him. And surprisingly, he made no efforts to disguise that whatsoever. After this shot lands, he's quite open about
And again, again.
how much it's frustrating him.
He didn't just do this once. I noticed this many times. It was more, I'd say about 4 or 5 times he did this in the fight. Did this, collapsed the guard, walked off, looked frustrated. You slow it down and you can really see, as this says here, no poker face at all. He's not even trying to hide this. Canelo basically retired in the ring against Terence Crawford. Basically retired during the fight against Terence Crawford. And you can't say otherwise. How do you explain these facial expressions if not? How do you explain them? Why is he doing this? Why is he collapsed the guard? Because he's frustrated and he has mentally checked out of the fight and might have also checked out of the sport.
And there's even a delay in putting his guard back up as he looks to re-engage with Bud. He's not conceding his emotions. And in the clinching, he then stopped fighting out of the clinches. He'd let Bud reverse him and wait for the referee to
Yeah, so it's like Canelo gassing like that as well. It's like he just didn't know what to do while in that situation. It's like he just did not know what to do. I think Canelo right now is a guy who knows he's on the decline, but he's a guy who knows how much he's achieved and the legacy that he's got in the sport and is completely fine with it, and rightfully so, because he should be. you know, he should be fine with his legacy. There isn't much else for him to do. I mean, there's nothing else for him to do. He doesn't need to do anything now. And he knows that. He knows that. The face he's making here, the fact he let the smaller man bully him in the clinch shows this. He let the smaller man bully him. He's mentally checked out. The thing is, though, I said this as well before the fight. Canelo came into this fight with everything to lose and not loads to gain. Crawford came in with everything to gain and nothing to lose. Canelo lost all of it. He lost all of it. He lost all his belts. And it looks like he's lost passion for the sport during this fight. But I think we can tell it's been coming beforehand as well, though.
Intervene. The bigger man wasn't looking to use his size whatsoever, and later on he was making sloppy mistakes that Bud capitalized on. Canelo hasn't cut a dejected figure like that since the Floyd Mayweather fight, and that was over a decade ago.
Thank you, guys.
So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff, isn't it? It's interesting stuff. You know, the fact he was able to let Crawford be able to dictate him in those clinches is a big sign, in my opinion. Is a big sign. The way he let Crawford dictate him in those clinches, the smaller man dictate him in those clinches. It shows a sign of checking out. It shows a sign of Canelo not wanting it anymore. Yeah, like, I'm not even a fan of Canelo at all, but it's not nice seeing him check out like that. He's a guy who has been around for many, many years now. He's been around for many years now and has been the face of boxing. But that performance, the facial expressions that were being made, it just wraps everything up. It tells you and shows you absolutely everything you need to know. I personally do not think that Canelo will fight again. I can't see it. I can't. He doesn't need to fight again. But I can't see it. The fact he wasn't trying to hide his facial expressions just shows that he just didn't want to say he's retiring, but might just have wanted to retire in the ring. I feel like that is what has just happened.